All right, it is Sunday, so I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's weekly Everyman Crossword, set by the editor of the Guardian's Crosswords. Let's see what Everyman has for us today. Morph. Okay, Mr. Hart. Here we have an artist. All right, who remembers Tony Hart? His program was Take Heart, wasn't it? And then Morph was the little plasticine man who was animated beside him. But I think here actually probably helps to not remember Take Heart. And Morph is just telling us to anagram, 10 letters, okay, Mr. Hart. And it's going to be an artist, I suppose. I'm not sure about the here. But my goodness, with the two Ks, wasn't there a gorilla, Coco, who was taught how to paint? Oh no, maybe I'm mixing up elephants and sign language. Anyway, I think I need some letters before I get that. Every man, having taken on work to look miserable. All right, I think every man would usually be I or me. If it's me and it takes on OP for opus or work, that would be to mope, like Morrissey, the Pope of Mope. All right, so first letter beginning with M, we would have Mark, and then what's left over? Another K. Oh, Rothko. I know the name. Was he one of the color field artists, big blocks of color in the 50s and 60s? I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure he was an artist. All right, how about Dickie and Fatty? Oh, I'm wondering if that's a reference to maybe in the Enid Blyton books or something. Of course, you wouldn't have that nowadays. Characters. Oh no, that maybe that was Tubby. Again, you wouldn't have a character nicknamed Tubby. But Dickie can mean, I think we even had it in a crossword not too long ago. You can have a Dickie tummy. And Fatty. No, I'm not seeing it. Calling for the French. I presume it's going to be a French term. And I presume the 1'4 will be D apostrophe. I'm thinking raison d'etre. Um, it fits. With that, I suppose your calling, your reason for being, it's not exactly the same as a calling, so that may not be right. Admitted what the sights may be. Well, admitted can be as in acknowledged, but it could also be let in. What the sights may be. Yeah, I'm not getting that. Cores are repeatedly senior members of what sounds the same. Wow. Cores are, reportedly sounds like a homophone. Did I say repeatedly? Reportedly. Um, Senior members. Yeah. Oh, kernels, I think, would be cores. Now, what would that be? So that would sound like senior members of the army. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Other than corps are definitely colonels. Let me go back to the crosses. An idiot yesterday, in a manner of speaking, with 4 one-letter words. I presume it's an acronym. So I wonder if it's 4 letters, and if you read them out, it's a homophone for an idiot yesterday. Idiot is often ass, so I'm wondering if it could be NS, as in an ass. But what's yesterday? No, I don't get that either. Those choosing prison for Spooner, okay, we got a Spoonerism. Might they be hampered? I'm going to guess that hampered with a question mark is actually things that might be put in a hamper. Oh, in fact, I think it might be the people carrying the hampers. Yes, would be pick knickers, which the Reverend Spooner would say nick pickers, picking nick or prison. That's clever. So now Dickie and Fatty. Wow. Rice, race, rock, ruck. Yeah, I don't. Maybe, no, Mark Rothko has to be. I didn't check the anagram, but that seems to use up all the letters. Okay, we'll come back to that. Admitted. Oh, yeah, this. So I think if somebody is admitted, they are taken. Why did I do that? Taken in, and you would take in the sights on a trip. All right. Storage unit for socks. Nip of putrid atmosphere. Nip of suggests maybe a hidden clue, but then the definition would be a storage unit for socks, unless it's some other meaning of socks. And I can't see anything hidden in putrid atmosphere. I'm wondering, storage unit could be a unit of memory, a bite, socks, nip of putrid atmosphere. No. Used woolly thinking when lacking illumination. Oh my goodness, I think that's going to be a past tense. Woolly thinking. Something. Oh, counted sheep? I mean, yeah, I would have thought it was something like when lacking sleep, counted sheep. Yeah, I'm not sure why that would be lacking illumination, other than you go to sleep when it's dark, but yeah, I don't like that. All right, walk out on salsa band on stage for using a sample. There's a lot in that. Just wondering about trodden, but walk out, tread, using a sample. No, I don't see that. Evidently clumsy type and a loafer. A loafer, yes, could be a slipper. And if you are clumsy, maybe you slip. Or if you slip, maybe you're clumsy. Swallowing duck. Okay, duck is usually an O for nothing. One checks for poison. I say cheers. Well, cheers we've seen before can be ta. But where's the definition here? I mean, swallowing duck sounds like wordplay. Yeah, don't get that either. After a quick start, it's been tricky. Residence X workers, residence times workers. It could be X as in Twitter. Yeah, don't get that. Sinful American peels back and out. No idea. Gonna go back to the Downs. Southern facility by river, restrained aquatic menace. So I'm thinking it's going to be some aquatic menace. Might be a sea something. What would that P? And southern, yeah, it might be the S, but then the EA, would that be part of a facility? Facility can just be an ability to do something, a skill. By river, I think suggests maybe by an R, and restrained. Oh, so maybe actually restrained aquatic. Yeah, not seeing that. Here we go. This is the one we look forward to with a primarily. We're going to take the first letters of all the other words. Present alternative rendering, albeit parallel, here represents a suitable example. So I think that's paraphrase if I read all those letters correctly. That's helpful. Okay, an idiot yesterday in a manner of speaking. If it is NS, NS something, RSVP. How's the P? Would that be part of something that means yesterday? No. Snack recipe, concocted. All right, that's 11 letters. In experimental facilities. So an anagram of snack recipe. I'm not seeing one, so let's try the anagram helper. Experimental facilities. So the S may come at the end. Ooh, science. So the S actually comes at the beginning. I think it's Science Park. That seems to use the right letters. All right, so this now might be counted sheep, but I really don't get that. Dinin' on chocolate eggs, you say, in Steinbeck novel. Okay, so I think you say is a homophone, and I think the dinin', the apostrophe there, is to help the homophone. What's a Steinbeck novel? Grapes of Wrath. What else did he write? And yeah, dining on. Oh, is it a brand of chocolate eggs? I can just think of the Cadbury delicious chocolate eggs. There's the Kinder Surprise, however you pronounce it. Dining on. No, I should get. I'll have to go to Wikipedia, I fear, but let's go on. Film in Almodovar's language for the White House. So I think that's quite simply saying his language is Spanish, and in Spanish, the White House is Casablanca. which was a film. Appreciate fizzy ale cider. All right, I think fizzy is telling us to anagram ale cider, and I think it's realize, which is not the meaning of appreciate you think of first. Newspaper expose showing Archer and friend scratching bottom. All right, so I think it is going to be a newspaper expose. What do you call that? And we're going to have a word maybe for an archer. Ooh, or could it be the archer from mythology? Who is that? And friend, I think is going to be a word for friend, like chum or pal or mate, scratching the last letter at the bottom of the word. Newspaper expose. Ooh, tell all maybe? Yeah. The archer is William Tell. A friend, we see this a lot, is ally, A-L-L-Y, but we do drop the final letter. Relative, somewhat daunted. Wow, that's, I think, going to be one of the easiest clues we see all week. Hidden within daunted, we have aunt, or aunt, if you prefer. Jealousy picked up from leading characters in Nouvelle Vague, the new wave. Well, I'm just thinking jealousy people often use as a synonym for envy. And yeah, if you say the letters N and V picked up from, it sounds like envy. So two easy ones to finish with. All right, that was our sinful American peels back and out. No, I appreciate that. German is curt, having unpleasant air. Ah, I think, yeah, the German, I think I appreciate that. When I read that, I was thinking it might be the English ta, thank you, when you appreciate something. But it's the German word danke, but it is curt or curtailed. And so it's just the dank. And so if the atmosphere is unpleasant, it might be dank. Can Guarani, so that's 10 letters, get translated for Central American? Well, it must be Nicaraguan. There we go. It goes well with curry, whichever way you look at it. All right, well, some of my friends love to go for their Friday curry. The only part of it I like is the naan bread. And it's the same either way you read it. All right, hot location, acceptable, tiny oriental feline. Well, it must be something kitty, surely. Tiny orientals, is that the definition? Hot location. Acceptable might be okay. Yes, so it's Hello Kitty, of course. Hot location is hell. Acceptable is okay. And then tiny is itty. All right, that's clever. All right, after a quick start, terrible middle, finally finished up with some easy ones. Now here's our residents X workers. Residents could be tenants. Yes, so X I missed is the Roman numeral for 10. And workers we often see are ants. All right. Here's our southern facility, RR aquatic menace. Yeah, I was thinking the R would be the last letter, but that's obviously not going to be right. No, and here's our storage unit. No, I don't see that. All right. Yeah, this must be counted sheep. Is there another meaning of illumination I'm not familiar with? Oh, I am thinking now the menace, it might be some type of weapons. And that, yeah, so is it menace or could it be aquatic menace, sea weapons? I don't know, but southern, what's our facility? And then by river restrained. I do like weapons, but not seeing it. Walk out on could be abandon. It's a sample of salsa band on stage. It's just simply a hidden clue. Yeah, I always feel a little foolish when I don't spot those quickly, but I think that one was well hidden. Here's our dine-in, all right. Oh, east of Eden. So how is the wordplay? Dine-in on chocolate eggs, you say. Is it something about stuffed? Ease stuffed in? I completely baffled by that, but I think East of Eden was a Steinbeck novel. I may even have read it many years ago. No, I don't get that at all. Let's try our swallowing duck. One checks for poison. I say cheers. No. Traitor fits. What else? Tractor. Yeah, could it be another word for cheers, like sláinte or prost? No. All right, sinful. Oh, I'm wondering if it could be fallen. American peels back and out. Ah, yes, if you are out, and I think this goes with our counted sheep, you have fallen asleep. Someone who is sinful might be said to be fallen. American is A, and peels back is literally the word peels backwards. All right. So we have our letters. We have our storage for socks. And, of course, we have our Dicky and Fatty. I'm going to pause and think about, a Dicky bird? No. Yeah, I'm just going to think what words might fit. Well, I got stuck on rock because anyone from Ireland of a certain age will remember the singer Dickie Rock, who was very popular in the 60s, particularly with women. And it still baffles me why they said this, but the women at in his audience and the front row would shout up at him, Spit on me, Dickie. Spit in me, Dickie. This was before punk rock, but I think they loved him so much they wanted a part of him. Or maybe because, oh, maybe when he sang, his saliva would come out. Anyway, spit on me, Dickie. But I think it's actually rich. But I can only get the fatty, definitely fatty food you might call rich. I don't know, is there a famous Dickie Rich? I don't know the name. Oh no, wait a minute. Of course, Dickie and Rich are both forms of Richard. Ah, I must not be fully awake yet. Of course. All right. Whew. So our initials. An idiot yesterday. I do like RSVP, but that doesn't really mean any of these things. But the S would give us a C weapons. All right, southern facility by river. Trying to think what that river is. Yeah, I think it might be the name of a river. Not the Avon. No. And our swallowing duck. One checks for poison. I say cheers. I mean, that's certainly. Oh, I wonder if that could be a homophone for ta, and they're using that intrusive R, which I hate. And so it is tar. Swallowing duck. One checks for poison. Now, I think I'm going to have to use wordplays.com. I hate to use it on the Everyman crossword, but I'm desperate. Okay, yeah, I was even wondering if raison d'etre could be wrong, but I think it's the definition is I say cheers and it's somebody who raises a toast. Toaster. Oh, of course, someone who checks for poison would be your official taster. And that swallows a zero, an O for a duck. Oh my goodness, I'm making a meal of this. So we have that, we have our initials. Now let me look again at our storage unit. Why socks? Could socks indicate an anagram? Yeah, I don't think it's literally socks you put on your feet. Nip of putrid atmosphere. No, I do not see that at all. I'm just, yeah, trying to think if it is sea weapons, which seems unlikely, but then it would be an A there. A layer? I don't think a layer is a storage unit. But maybe it's a word that is part of another word for putrid atmosphere, miasma or oh, actually, yes. Yeah, I just realized atmosphere can be air. A nip of putrid, I think, is just telling us to take the tiniest bit of putrid. And so it's, I don't know, storage unit for socks. Well, I think they're chosen because they are stored in pairs, although I know I have a few odd socks lying around um, waiting for their mate to come back. Uh, so then this must be sea weapons. Okay, what's that facility? By river, restrained aquatic. Yeah, not sure what else that could be. Oh, could this be ASAP in a manner of speaking? Yeah, I'm going to run through the I still like it being NS and then something with a P that's going to mean or sound like yesterday. So I'm going to run through all the letters and see what ones are homophones with the P. Yeah, I can't think of anything. I'm wondering if it is, as well as a manner of speaking indicating it's a homophone of those letters, that it might actually be some initials that refer to a way of speaking like British English or RP, received pronunciation. I remember at school we had a teacher briefly to teach us elocution, and he tried to teach us RP. Here we are in the north side of Dublin, and he's trying to have us saying Frank Sinatra dances in France with a plastic glass. We weren't having any of it. Anyway, I'm going back now to ASAP just because it reads as a sap, which would be an idiot, maybe yesterday, indicating it's dated slang. But I don't see where the definition would be. So it's a very unsatisfactory ending to the video, I'm afraid, because I don't have a way of checking if I'm right or not. If I see any errors next week, I'll when I post the video, I will put it in the comments. Or if you spot something, feel free to let me know which ones I got wrong, and then the ones I didn't quite understand, like this lacking illumination. Anyway, yeah, that was a tough one today, over 30 minutes, but I did enjoy it. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.